Muhlenberg Township Board of Commissioners meeting for Monday, March 20th, 2023 to order. All please rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you. Lawrence, good evening. We did hold an executive session tonight to discuss personnel matters. We can indicate that in the minutes. Yeah. There's no public presentations on the agenda for this evening. Here we'll go into the first public portion of the time for residents or taxpayers of the township to comment on matters of concern. Official action to deliberations that may be before the Board of Commissioners. So we ask you to address the board and the rest of the audience to be able to allow us to answer the questions for the residents that are here. So, Mr. and Mrs. Russo, I see you signed in.
I just want to say thank you very much for the one-way. It is amazing, like how the traffic has just been reduced. So, thank you. So, like, I think maybe you should even rethink the speed bump, like 1 hour 40 minutes. So, good job, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks, Mr. Russo.
I know I see Karen's not here, but I do want to congratulate her on her new certification. So pass that along to her. I'll probably you guys person she's not here, but I wanted to congratulate her.
Thank you. Definitely will do that. All right, let's go next. Then you want to talk the library.
I'm Linda Roba I'm the president of the board at the library. And I gave you each a packet that'll go out next week to approximately 3,500 residents or card holders, people who have donated before. We do it twice a year. In it though, the things to mention is, first of all, this is the first time we're trying these restaurant things. They have a very specific date. Some of them you have to bring the coupon. Some of them you just show up and tell them you're buying for the library. The other thing, I gave you a poster about Dean Patton. We're having a photographic exposition. He'll have, whether it's Dietrich's, NASCAR, all kinds of different photographs that he's done over the years. He has a lot on the World War II thing that they have at the Reading Airport. And he's involved in the Fairgrounds Raceway Historical Society, and they're actually going to do a huge display of memorabilia and pictures from the old racetrack. And on it, that's from April 1st to May 6th, anytime the library's open. But on April 11th, it's a Tuesday night from 6 to 7:30. He'll be there, and we're actually going to have a reception. So you're formally invited. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Joe, please say for Joel to get in and a dining night out and stuff like that. So. All right. Anyone else wish to speak under the first public portion? No? Okay, seeing none, we will move on to the consent agenda. And a motion to approve the entire consent agenda. So moved. Second. Questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Hi.
No, if any? The ayes have it, so ordered. Any unfinished business? Being done at new business. I need a motion to approve payment of the bill presented by the Director of Finance and Customer Service. Moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those if any? The ayes have it, so ordered. And motion to approve payment application number 3, Hammer Construction Inc. in the amount of $41,720.08 for work completed on the new salt shed project. Second. Any questions or comments?
Looks good.
It is finished. This is the last payment application.
Should we turn it into a racquetball court? Should I install it?
we're obligated to buy salt every year, so the salt that we didn't use is already in the salt shed. Yeah.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Noes, if any. The ayes have it, so ordered. Motion to approve the rate changes from SDEI for engineering services.
Move. Second.
Questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Noes, if any. The ayes have it, so ordered. Any motion to award the 2023 equipment rental bid to Reeves Town Excavating and Bulk Paving?
Second.
Any questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Noes, if any. The ayes have it, so ordered. Motion to ratify the police chief's disciplinary action regarding an officer. So moved.
Second.
Further questions or comments? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Noes, if any. The ayes have it, so ordered. Other new business. Any other new business? The one thing I did want to quickly mention, just so Mike can earn his money tonight as our solicitor, so I mean, not here too quickly. Last Thursday, we were at the Center for Excellence in Local Government's annual dinner. A lot of the staff was there, and Commissioner Lurch and Commissioner Wolfinger, they probably will talk about it themselves, but were awarded a very prestigious award, the Richard Trossel Award, for their work with over several years with the merger and the creation of Muhlenberg Fire and Rescue 66. So it's a heck of an accomplishment to get that award. So I wanted to congratulate them publicly. So nice job. Public portion. Anyone wish to speak on a second public portion? Eva?
You guys have such a hard job and you often hear complaints and not good feedback. I had a chance to be at the Spring Township Municipal Building for some paperwork, and when I was here paying my tax bill, you actually have seats for people, for elderly people to sit and wait while there's a line. In Spring Township, and that's a brand new building, who knows what they spent for it. It's barely bigger than Pat Lupia's, the spot in front of him. So thank you for just being more accommodating to people. And you took an old building and repurposed it, not like you started from the ground up. So just those little things. I think people, especially when it's tax time and all the bills come in, you have a lot of people sitting there waiting, and you know, not everyone's a spring chicken. So good job.
Two thank yous in one night. It's in the record. Maybe you want to stretch it out. Anyone else wish to speak under Linda? Go right ahead. If you have something good, go right, come on up.
Oh, no, it's
Still in the love crisis.
in the newsletter is the information about Dean Patton. So we you also have the flyer. If you have anywhere you can stick it up, whether it's where you work or in the building, different places, if you guys would pass it along, I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right, we'll go to staff comments. Mr. Dunkel?
Just thank you for your patience at Bellevue and Fifth. This each project is fast going and there's a lot of outbound and incoming vehicles there. Just please be advised, they're moving really quickly and some of the larger vehicles got to get in. It seems tight there. So just please be patient and thank you for your patience with those guys on that site. And utilize the app. If you have any serious complaints, we'll try to get to it. Any snow complaints, we'll be right on it. That's about it. Thank you.
Yes.
The next issue of Muhlenberg magazine will be out in April, so keep an eye out for that. And the website for the latest up-to-date news and events start closing in case of snow.
Jeremy, how's it going?
I'd like to thank Russo's for coming in. It was nice to be part of small government doing something to make a difference for our residents. You know, it took a little longer probably than it should have, but I think the end result is going to be good for everyone. We'll see on the speed tables, but I ordered them to be able to utilize them somewhere else in the township if they're not needed there. So we're all good there. So I'm just happy to be able to help.
those signs for Andy's dashboard, we can take down the paper one that says go this way.
Thank you. Dawn,
Just a reminder that the first period trash bills are due by the 31st. If you can't stop in before then, you can pay it online or you can leave it in the drop box. But as long as we get it by the 31st, you won't be charged with fee.
thank you. Chief,
Just a reminder that we're testing for new hire candidates on April 8th. So if you know anybody that's daring enough to become a police officer, we welcome the applications. Thank you.
don't want to forget about our other chief out there, brush fire, all epic proportions, right?
Yeah, this past Wednesday, some people may have saw it on the news. We had a large, approximately 11-acre brush fire back here on kind of the eastern north end of the township, off of Sailor Drive. Luckily, we were able to gain it prior to reaching any residential structure. So, other than that, I don't have much to report.
Thanks, Chief. Mr. Golday.
We received word that a grant that we applied for last year, a local shares assessment grant for $294,000 was awarded to renovate the Laurel Run Creek upstream of the Hayne Avenue Bridge. We're going to create a repair reinforced buffer and stream bank restoration, which will satisfy our pollution reduction plan requirements for the MS4 program for the permit period. No match.
Thank you. All right, order. Commissioner Evans first.
Well, since you brought this up, it was an honor to receive the Richard C. Trossel Award. But I want to go on record as saying that although Commissioner Willinger and I have presented the award, you know, it really belongs to all the officers and volunteers of the fire company who stuck with the merger process to make it happen. It was a few very long years. There was a lot of hard work done, but we all persevered to make it happen. This award is not for one or two people. And if I could share it with the entire fire company, I would certainly do that. But the real winners in my mind are the residents of Muhlenberg, you know, who understand that, you know, firefighting is, you know, it's more than just a job. It's more than something people volunteer to do. You know, it's a way of life for a lot of our volunteers. So I want to thank them very much for their participation to make this. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Wall.
Just want to mention that there was a lot of discussion with the Russos about traffic enforcement. I happened to look at the police chief's report for the month of February, and there was some good news in there is that our call volume in the month of February was actually lower than normal. These are calls that would come from the 911 center, emergency services center. And as a result of that, our police officers had more time to do traffic enforcement. And there was over, Chief, correct me if I'm wrong, several hundred traffic enforcements and almost 1,000 citations were issued. So I just want everyone to know that as our police have time available, that they're not going on calls coming from the 911 center. They are out there, you know, doing traffic enforcement. February is a very, very good month. So we appreciate the department.
Thank you.
Doing that.
Commissioner Vanessa.
No comments. Thank you for being here. I just wish everyone to have a good Easter. That's all.
All right. Nothing for me. We're gonna have a great evening. Oh, I forgot about Steve. Say we're so tired, I want you to get it. I'm sorry, Commissioner, that was.
Just to echo some of the things that Commissioner Lord said, it took a lot more than two people. I mean, we had a very, very good attorney who stayed with us through the whole process, John Muir. And, you know, John did a great job. In fact, we had a board meeting, a fire board meeting on Tuesday, and he was there. You have to have a good attorney, and we had two fire chiefs. Bob Jordan from Exeter retired. We had Jared Renshaw from Winter Berks, who was helped us with the process. In fact, Jared Renshaw has weekly contact with our current chief. The people, the main people were the officers. I mean, not everybody got what they wanted. Some people walked, hopefully they come back. But I think the fire department, under our current chief is probably hasn't been better than the last 2 years than it is right now. I think we'll be getting better every month. We're making some positive changes. And I was over at the Stouts Ferry firehouse today, and they were over there working on their trucks and volunteers. And God bless them, they do a great job for us. Now, we have a lot of things going on with the Parks Department. It's springtime, and I'm kind of getting itchy for the Friday night concerts that we have. We have our bands all lined up. It'll be in the newsletter. We're gonna have Spring Fiesta, River Fest. There's so many things going on. We're gonna have an Easter egg hunt coming up. But we have a lot of things going on, and one of the negatives, the rail trail is a beautiful place. I try to get my bike once a month and drive up and make sure we're doing okay. There's graffiti underneath the bridge at Elizabeth Avenue. And it's where you can be underneath that bridge and no one can see you. And I'm sure there's kids in there and they're spray painting all sorts of graffiti, and it has to be covered up. I think we're gonna cover up this week. But if anybody sees anybody with spray cans on there, please call the police. We also have kids on the rail trail riding 3-wheelers and mini bikes. Should be no motor vehicles on the rail trail. If you see that, call the police. I'm even willing to say, if you see somebody doing graffiti, call the police, and I will personally give the financial reward. Because we paint it, and then in a couple months we're repainting it again. I had contact with Lauderdale today, and hopefully their police will also be monitoring it. So if we could maybe have a guy walking down once in a while, that'd be great.
Truly.
Thank you, Commissioner. Everyone have a great evening.